Good morning, everyone. This is Brian Weber from technicalanalysisresearch.com. This is the video report for the 19th of April. So we're looking at the euro again. We're pretty much just had a flat session since the London closed yesterday around the half 4, 5 o'clock mark. The market is just pretty much flat, not doing anything in the euro. Okay, so you could easily draw a support and resistance point in here, but they're not that significant because it's just an Asian session at this point. Our more significant support resistance comes in around the 130, 140, 130, 145, and higher we've got 131.72 up to 131.85. Higher again we've got 132.01 up to 132.12. And higher again we've got 132.40. Now for our downside supports today, they come in at 130.86, 130.56, 130.40, 130.30, 129.93, and 129.70. So that's our support and resistance for today. But what's our significant areas on the chart? Well, first and foremost, let me point out that there is major event today for the euro, and that's the Spanish bond auctions. Okay, so Spain are pretty much selling their debt today. That's what it is. Debt insurance. That's what bonds are, and those are going up for auction today. The 3-year bonds, and they're expecting us to shift around 2.5 billion euro of that debt insurance. Okay, so depending on how many they sell on the auction, and also the size of the interest, the size of the yields, is going to heavily impact the euro today. Now, unfortunately, we do not have a time. It's what's called tentative, so it could actually be released at any time, and there's not a fixed scheduled time for that. So I can't say at 10 a.m. The bond auction will happen, or 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. It could happen anywhere between our 3 to 4 hour period, but usually it is around the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. mark. That's the best I can do. I've checked all my sources, all my dealing desks, and again, those guys don't know. It's just one of those news events or economic events that unfortunately does not have to abide by a specific time release like other events do. Okay, so the Spanish bond auction, 3-year bond auction, happens today. It will be before lunchtime, I think, before noon. Um, but they're expecting to shift 2.5 billion euros of that bond. And again, it's going to depend on actually how many they actually sell, and also the yield and the interest on those bonds. So just guys, just be prepared for that, because the euro could go absolutely crazy based on that release. And again, it could happen at any time. So if you do have a news wire or do have a news service, honestly, guys, stay tuned to it, because you don't want to be caught out with that. Okay, so we're going to look at the technicals. So today, because we're pretty much flat on a session, uh, our buy and sell zone today is going to be around this strong resistance. Uh, our buy zone is going to be around this strong resistance at the 130, 140, 130, 145. So if we just draw this in, okay, so if you get any upside moves, basically what I'll be looking for today is a confirmation. I'm not just going to look for a breakout. I want to see a breakout, a pullback, just similar to what we were looking at yesterday for the downside move. Okay, so a breakout, a pullback, then a confirmation. I want a buy signal to go long here. Okay, I don't want to just trade the breakout, because we do have that bond auction, and we have been flat, and there will be stops sitting up here, and there'll be stops sitting down here as well. And I don't want to get caught out on a false move that the market, the dealing desks, move price up to take out those stops to clear their order books, and then bring price back within the range, the overall range that we see here. Okay, so that's one of the tricks that the dealers can actually play on breakout strategies, is that um, lots of traders will have their stop losses either be going short up here, okay, or long here, but place their stop loss above the resistance and place their stops below the support, And what the dealing desks do is manipulate price to come up, break the stop loss, hit the stop loss up here, and take out the short positions. And the guys who are short then place long positions because they think there's a breakout and then price reverses and stops sitting down here. So it's pretty much a two-way market as far as that goes. Okay, so dealers push price up, stop out the shorts with their stops up here. And when people go long here and have their stops down here below the resistance, the market then comes back down, stops them out, and comes back within the range. And the same scenario happens down at support. So what I'm going to look for today, because it is a pretty wide range, is a breakout, a pullback, hold a support, and then get the buy signal to go long. Okay, so 131.40 up to 131.45. Breakout, pullback, continuation move. But I must get a buy signal after the breakout and we get a pullback. I must get a buy signal there, a valid buy signal to go long. If I do go long, then I'll be targeting that 131.72 up towards the 131.85. That is my first protocol. That's where my major profit's going to come from. If you bust above that 131.85, then all these targets are the 132.01 up towards the 132.12. Okay, but really, I'll be quite happy today just to reach that 131.72, 131.85 if we do see any upside momentum today. Okay, so again, just to clarify that buy opportunity for to go into the sells, a break above the 131.40, 45, pullback, valid buy signal on the pullback, then get long to these levels here, okay? 131.72 to 131.85. And if we do see some continued momentum in the market, then we target the 132.01 up towards the 132.12. Okay, for the downside today, what we're going to be looking for, again, is pretty much similar. We're going to be looking for a break of that 130.86 zone down here. I'll just draw that in. Okay, so if you get a breakout of this zone, again, pull back, valid sell signal, and we're going to get short down towards that 130.56 level. Okay, so again, 30.86, a breakout, pullback, valid sell signal on a pullback, and a continuation back down to that 130.56 level. If you do manage to break the 130.56, then we're going to be targeting the 130.40, 130.30. So it's a pretty tight band down there. Okay, so really, they're all within like a 10, 20 pip range of each other, these support points. So if you can get down to that level after the breakout of the 130.86, then really anywhere within this zone would be acceptable profit-wise for a short, and we would then reassess the chart at this point here to see if we get any more downside pressure to take us down towards that 129.93. But the most important thing is we must breach one of these levels, either to the upside, the 130, 45, and get a valid buy signal, or we must breach that 130.86 pullback, and we must get a valid sell signal. If we don't get a valid buy signal, we do not go long. If we do not get a valid sell signal, we do not go short. Okay, so it's all about caution today. We have to have the valid signals in order to go short or long in the market today, mostly due to because of the bond auction and the large nature of this range with stops sitting above and below. Okay, so guys, again, watch out for those bond auctions, those Spanish bond auctions. Okay, it's gonna send the euro crazy if the interest is too high or they don't sell as many as expected. Okay, guys, have a great trading day and play safe.